Call the meeting to order. Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Monday, February 26th at 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow is my birthday. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time. Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance. I have a flag here, if we could. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let me move this, put it back where it belongs. I was sure we'll have a permanent flag for our next meeting. Thank you all so much. All right, order of business. I'm gonna skip down to correspondence, and there is a method to my madness if we can. I sent an email to the town manager. Scott, would you either pop your head into our meeting or provide us with any sort of written update? I did not see it, but I heard you mention the town-owned property off of High Street, and we would like to hear what your vision is for it. Our committee is also eager to know the status of the North and Center Schools RFP. Any ideas or information that you could think of that could be of interest or that could help our still new committee, I stress that, would be greatly appreciated. So I have not heard back from him, though he may actually pop his head in, and he is in the building. But that led to an email from town planner Liz Shea. Good morning, Ken. Kevin Cogan, our deputy town planner, is planning on attending tonight's meeting. We're going to try to bring him up to speed on some of your agenda items, but he may need to ask some questions. We welcome that. We hope that Kevin can be a liaison for the Affordable Housing Trust and other parts of town government, so that's exciting. So everyone, this is Kevin Cogan.
Yep.
Okay, Kevin, welcome. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? It's not speed dating, just, you know, just a little bit about yourself, so people on TV like to know what we can learn about you, so.
Yeah,
Good.
my name's Kevin Cogan, deputy town planner, just started in January. Got my master's in public policy at Northeastern, and graduated from the College Holy Cross with political science and religious studies. And I'm really excited to explore town planning. I came from transportation planning, and this is all very new. And I'm coming from Boston, so it's town level government is all very new. So I'm still getting used to it.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming. We
Welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for us?
Not at the moment.
Feel free to interrupt us at any point, because I've got questions for you. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Since you are our new liaison,
Yeah.
do we have an update on, we filed a declaration of trust that we signed at our last meeting and left for Scott. He was gonna file it with the Registry of Deeds. Do you know anything about that?
So I got an update on that, and
Yeah.
like the registry of deeds is done.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was easy, perfect,
Yay.
good. That's on our new, which we're gonna vote tonight, our strategic plan, so that was, look at, we're already knocking things off of our strategic plan, so that's good.
Thanks.
Do you have a status of the RFP for the North and Center Schools?
So we're still waiting on Judy Barrett to get those. She's kind of tied up right now with the MBTA communities
Yeah.
work,
Okay.
both for Abington and Whitman and a variety of other communities. So
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. Surplus, do you know anything about what, and you watched the meeting, I did not, you were actually at the meeting. Town manager mentioned something about town-owned property for a possible site for something. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
I think he was looking off of Hancock Street
High
Hancock-
Street.
High Street, I'm
So High
sorry,
Street and Brockton Ave.
and Brockton Ave. There's a property there that was given to the school potentially to
Right.
build a new school.
Yeah,
But then we went another way, so the property has been just sitting there.
right, and the
So-
school gave it back to the town.
Gave it back to the town, so the Leckmen are, trying to figure out what we're gonna do with it.
I think
And that's actually on our agenda tonight.
Oh, it is?
I think
Okay.
so.
Because I think it goes, kind of starts at the corner.
Yeah,
of
it's a
High,
weird.
And it goes behind Walmart, doesn't it? And
Yes.
It actually ends up, I think there's other, and Kevin's shaking his head, so he probably knows more about this than we do.
I don't know what that street is. I should know that, but you know the one after you pass Walmart and it's right there.
Well, there's
Is
Mill
that-
Street, but it also
Mill
goes to,
Street?
yeah, then it goes to, is it?
Linwood.
Linwood. I think it-
Linwood,
I
okay.
think it's got frontage on Linwood. Go ahead, Kevin, what do you got?
yeah, so I was actually in a meeting earlier today with Scott and Liz on this project. We're thinking about doing a project, either with grant money or just, through, you guys, through help with you guys in the Affordable Housing Trust. And maybe doing 20 to 25 units, 25% straight up affordable, 5% expanded affordable, and the rest would just be market rate.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, 25%
25%?
would be like, you know, straight up affordable.
Mhm.
5% would be kind of, you know, like your expanded affordable kind of units. And then the rest would just be straight up market rate. And we're exploring that kind of through either doing like grant money through like the Community One Stop
Yep.
portal, for like the real estate technical assistance grant maybe, or a different grant, for like a feasibility study of some sort. Or it shouldn't be like more than like 50K, to actually do that from the grant.
To plan it.
To plan it.
Yeah, okay.
It's not gonna be looking to design, but it's more like an RFP for like a consultant to like see what we could actually do, so.
Right.
And the idea at the end of it would be for it to have like a community of retirees, young folks like myself, and people like in between.
Sure.
So
to
multi-generational?
Yeah.
People, like, so it's not just like straight up seniors, straight
Right.
up young people, straight up people in the middle. And the developer will have to purchase that land.
Okay.
And after the grant money goes, the rest would be like 50-50 split between the general fund and the housing fund, the Affordable Housing Fund.
Okay.
So like 50% would go to your fund, that's how you guys would come in,
Yep.
and the other 50% would go to the general fund.
50% of the funding to pay for the project, or 50% of the sale of the land?
It would be I think the sale, right?
The sale.
The sale.
50% of the sale of the
Yeah.
land?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
We just wanted to talk to you and, like after obviously the Board of Selectmen had like the final say
Yeah.
on this kind of thing, but like kind of get your support
Okay.
for this kind of project.
All right.
So that's kind of why I'm here
Do you know if it's
to talk about
at the
this.
beginning of the meeting or at the end of the meeting? Do you happen to know where it falls on the agenda tonight? All right, so,
I didn't print it out, I usually do,
unless it's gonna be,
sorry.
it might be another
I
town
have it. I
manager
have a
vote, which is at the end.
Screenshot of it.
So that land, it's a big parcel, and I know a lot of it is wet. Do you
Yeah.
have any idea where they were talking about, or it's in the middle, or you have any idea like where they were thinking about it?
So I actually have,
Look at this, nice.
I think there's a stream that goes.
No, I think there is
I
one.
can pass this around.
Yeah. Did you say that was gonna be like single family, single
So-
family developments?
One of the things
It
that
was
we were
going to
talking
be,
about, the open space.
Okay.
But it's not
So we don't actually know the
literally
facade
on
yet.
that.
Okay.
It would
Okay.
be either
Thank you.
townhouses,
And I think
we were
it's on,
spitballing ideas.
Sure.
Yeah,
We were
okay.
thinking, oh, could it be townhomes, could it be duplexes, what could
This
it
is what we're
be?
talking about. the
We were kind of
That's where I
spitballing
saw
the
it.
facade, that was
Okay.
the whole thing, we weren't really. So, if you look at the sheet that I
Yeah.
just gave you,
Yeah.
if you see the blue lines on
Yeah.
the High Street property,
Yeah,
we were kind of looking kind of to the right of,
Bless you.
that second line to the
Mhm.
right,
yeah.
because, to the left of that is kind of where it gets kind of iffy.
Oh,
in
you can
terms of-
see, you can see how it's darker there, so there's definitely wetlands there.
In
yeah.
terms of like wetlands and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think, yeah.
So we were looking kind of there, and then and then the single family homes are like right there, and then
Mhm.
right below that, there's the Walmart, so.
Right, yeah, Walmart's in front of it, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how much land that is, Kevin, by any chance? That, like, that's portion of it?
It's
okay if you don't.
I
was just
don't,
curious.
I don't know exactly how many acres.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is an easement off of Linwood Street, so,
yeah.
okay, cool. You guys all know where it is, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can get back to you with how many acres it is.
My house is right here, by the
Yeah,
way.
no, this, I don't think,
What's that?
that's not a part of it,
Yeah, it is.
right?
It is.
Onto
it is.
Linwood?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
those-
easement.
Those are two properties, but they're all, yep. There's a back easement, I know there was one, I knew that, so
Okay.
there is a way in that way too. which is, it's actually nice to have, and if they're able to do it, you know, I don't know if it's out of the questioning, because there's like wetland here, and if they wanna put, looking at the map, you're talking about putting the housing to the left of the little,
No,
to the right
to
of
the
it?
right.
To the right.
Okay, so they might not even use that portion, so, okay, cool. All right, well, actually, thank you so much, Kevin, for all your information.
Yeah.
Very, kind of exciting, actually.
Yeah, it's a
so.
good start.
Yeah, so like, we just wanted to get your support for this kind of thing, and, your kind of, just on boardness.
Well, once you said at least 25% affordable housing, you know,
Yeah.
I think, let us know when you need, we'll get some more information, and it comes time to vote, and we'll talk about funding and that sort of stuff, so thank you very much. I gotta tell you, you've been here for 10 minutes, and we've accomplished more, thank you, we appreciate that. Anything else we wanna talk about, correspondence, minutes? All right, so you took care of the town manager's update, if he does come in, we won't let him contradict you on anything he said, so, we'll stop right there. I also received a note that I have to, they forgot about us for the town report. So I threw something together over the weekend, it's in your packet, report of the Affordable Housing Trust Committee. I kinda threw it together, it makes us look good, I think. And the only other, Ellen brought up that I got the date wrong, the very last sentence, so it's 2023, not 2003. And it was due today, but she said she can hold it till Friday, so I said, please wait until my board approves it. So if you haven't had a chance to look at it, let me know at the end of the meeting, but I don't even think we did it last year, because I think they kind of forgot about us, so. It's important that we are in it, because.
I think you did do it like last minute.
No. I didn't-
Maybe the year
I-
before I'm thinking of?
Yeah, maybe the year before.
Has everybody read it?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you wanna vote on it now? I'll make a motion to accept the report of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Committee for the annual town report with the one correction of 2003 change to 2023.
We have a motion, I have a second.
A second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much, that's easy, I'll give that to her, even that to her tonight. We have minutes, believe it or not, hopefully everybody had a chance, I think, did I email these last night or the night before? Hopefully you had a look at it, again, Alan, had a couple changes to make. And we also wanna talk about the format of the minutes, if you like the format, if you wanna see less, see more. We had, Tony Moquin, is able to do these for us for a fee, obviously, would pay her for her time. We have the funds to do it. I actually kinda like the format, she does it for the I think I talked about this already, but she does it for the Concom, and it's a nice format. I made some corrections, and I think until she learns the players, cause she's at a disadvantage, she's not sitting at the meetings, she's watching it on TV, so sometimes it makes it hard to, but, I made some corrections on it. It's a little different than what you originally saw at the last meeting. Do you want to touch upon your corrections?
Okay, so in the correspondence part, she had written unutilized properties, it should be underutilized.
That's probably me too, because I probably did that, so.
And then, in the discussion on CPA requests, my last name is spelled incorrectly twice, but that's not unusual.
Okay,
And then on the very last, the Habitat home, a possible Habitat home, H, that should be a capital H.
okay.
On the back, the CPA requested 290, the Habitat requested 296 from the CPA, not 250.
That was my mistake, yes. Okay.
And then, one thing she didn't mention is, as recommended by Judy Barrett, we should think about increasing the number of members on our board. And that wasn't noted, so I wrote a little thing about there. And then Ms. Delaney made a motion to continue the meeting. My last name's spelled wrong there too.
Okay, all right,
Story of my life.
okay.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay. Everybody has their names spelled wrong at some point, so. I started writing Pam Cook on here, actually, so that's.
Oh.
I still get called that.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other corrections they'd like to see? Are we able to vote on it tonight? I'm okay voting on it, because I've been looking at this 100 times, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended for January 22nd meeting.
Okay.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I.
Okay,
I was
cool.
looking at my last name.
Good. I
was
spelled it
spelled
right,
right.
didn't I?
It was spelled right, I was
Yeah,
really
I checked.
surprised.
And actually, the original, okay, so the motion, pass it. Originally, you weren't mentioned in it. So that's why at the beginning I put arrives 10 minutes in, just so people know that, you know,
Yeah.
where did she come from? All right, so,
Just I was late.
do we want to continue with Tony doing the minutes? Should maybe do another set and see how they come out? Is that all right with the board? Just one general
yeah.
question.
I would just like to say that Tony will be going on maternity leave, probably the
She's doing April.
April.
She actually.
Is she gonna continue doing this from home?
Yes, because she's like, I do
Okay.
it from home, and she goes, it will work out great.
All right, perfect.
And I think she would
Yeah,
hold,
so-
she would hold, she did present a time card for this, I think, for 3 hours, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
And she would present a time card after, later on, when she, you know.
Yeah,
Rather than
perfect.
nickel and diming us, you know.
Yeah,
So if nobody has a problem with her doing it, we'll give her some, other minutes, maybe like 2 other sets, just say, can you please do these? Maybe just go backwards, you know.
that'd be
Is that all
perfect.
right?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, thank you very much.
We need to vote on that?
We might as well, to have Tony Mulquin continue with some minutes, I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Suzanne seconded that, right?
Yes.
Thank
I
you very
second it.
much. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries, cool. All right, we've also taken more votes tonight than we have in the last 6 months, so this works out good. All right, so correspondence, minutes, status of CPA fund request. Ellen, do you have anything? Have we had any meetings for the CPA, and do we know, is anything going on?
We did vote, we voted for the 250 for the Affordable Housing Trust, and we did 150 for the Habitat Plymouth Street home, which is basically half of what they asked for, the 296, they were looking for the full amount of the purchase price of the house on Plymouth Street.
Okay.
And then that will be brought before town meeting to be voted.
Okay, was there discussion, well, actually, I'll hold this till, tomorrow comes up. All right, I just wanna note too, that the last 2 years, they voted the CPA $100,000 the last 2 years, so it's pretty impressive that they voted the whole, that they're recommending the whole amount. I
Part of
think
that
it-
was because of having the strategic
I
plan.
think it means a lot
Mhm.
too.
It definitely did.
And, you know, and it's gonna be good because we'll have some funds to do projects that need to be done. All right, so, that's the only request we had in this year, I believe, so that worked out good. All right, I'm gonna screw up your name, Tamar Shees. Please come on up, Tamar. Exactly. Oh, I'm sure nobody gets you. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm gonna pass out some stuff because I realized I didn't ask for PowerPoint, because that's how my brain thinks. So I'm sorry it's small, but it's not too much to my,
Thank you.
Thank you.
let's see,
Thank you.
just so you write them out.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna give, pass these around, these are my cards.
Okay.
And this is a save the date for our upcoming premier fundraiser that's on May 9th that I thought I would share with you guys today.
Oh, thank you.
So, you've recapped, our history, quite well. I first, came to, the trust last November to ask for your advice on asking the CPC for funding. Habitat is looking, well, I should take a step back. Does everyone know what Habitat for Humanity is?
Yes.
Okay, because I did explain that last time, but, so we are a nonprofit organization that builds strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. We serve 32 communities on the South Shore, of which Abington is one. We have the opportunity to purchase 871 Plymouth Street. We're planning to do a rehabilitation as opposed to a tear down. We did ask the CPC for $296,000, of which they're recommending to the town $150,000. We are so very grateful for that amount, but I understand, and I'm still relatively new to Habitat, I've been there about a year, that the trust may have some additional funding for us to really get this project kick-started. So I'm respectfully here to ask for $100,000 from the trust. Our board, I mean, the reason why Kelly said to me that, you know, they didn't want to go with the 296 because they weren't sure if our board was going to move forward. It's just that limited amount because we do have to raise the money for the rest of the purchase price. Plus, it's another 300,000 or so for the rehabilitation. So the total budget, I put it on here now. I don't have my reading glasses on, but it's $534,481 is our budget. I believe the last time I was here, I shared the whole budget with you guys, so I wasn't going to do that again. But it's a great project. It's a great little house. Our board is very excited about it. In fact, they're voting to move forward with this project at their board meeting tomorrow. So we are committed to this project. We rely on a breadth and depth of support from the community. Money from the CPC and the trust would say how much Abington is behind us, which gives us a great leverage to start talking to the rest of the community.
Okay, so the total cost of the project is expected to be $535,000?
Including the purchase.
Including the purchase.
and all the repairs?
Yes.
Okay,
And we generally sell that property, just so you know, for well less than
Right.
less than that. But we are committed to between 60 and 80% of AMI, which we could talk about with the town. Generally, we do 60% of AMI.
okay.
Last time I came to this committee, I was explaining how our board generally decides on the families based on kind of a blind. I'm sorry, today I'm just like losing it today. Our committee presents a slate of eligible families, and the board typically votes on that. We have decided moving forward, we are going to a straight lottery system to remove anyone who's financially eligible for the property will be put into a hat and chosen that way.
So there's no preference for local?
If there were more than 2 homes, there would be preference to local. This was the biggest question that the
Yeah,
CPC
yeah,
had.
I get it.
If it were 2 or more units, yes, we could have one of them to be preferential, but since it's only 1 unit,
Right.
anyone on the South Shore or anyone who knows about it and applies and is eligible can be put in the hat.
Has that changed? Because our first Habitat for Humanity went to someone from Abington, it seemed like that was just kind of.
Was it more than one? I mean, it
No,
could
was
it
just
could
one-
have
it was just
changed.
one. Okay.
That was a handicap build though, so I think that might have been
Right.
different.
That
Yeah,
was the
they're all,
handicap.
they're all, the state does have all these requirements,
Yeah, no, I
and
understand.
I do know, for example, in Cohasset, we're doing 2 units, so if someone from Cohasset would have applied, we would have been able to do local preference.
Okay. All right, questions from the board?
The rest of the money you'll fundraise for that?
That is my job, yes, I'm the Director of Development.
I have one concern, it's nothing to do with the Habitat, is that I don't want, CPA was very generous. You're recommending the full amount. I don't want them to think we're backdooring them, if you know what I mean, by saying, well, you didn't fund them, we might as well. But I also think we should demonstrate that we are using funds for the purpose that we're supposed to. So I just don't want the CPC to get mad at us and take it out on us next year, if that makes sense.
I did talk to Kelly about this, and she suggested I come to you knowing that they gave the trust $250,000 to use at their discretion.
Okay, all right.
And I agree with that. We sort of discussed that at one of the meetings.
Yeah,
That
and Kelly is the secretary for the
Yeah.
CPC,
Yes.
okay, yes, yeah, okay. Then I have no problem, if nobody has any other questions, suppose we were to vote, just arbitrary number, half of what you're asking, or 50, that would mean you'd have 200,000, right, 150 from, and then 200, the project would still happen, you just have to fundraise more.
Yes, you made my life a lot harder. No, I mean, like I said, we do depend on community support for these projects.
Yep.
I have not yet worked in Abington. Like I said, I've been with the organization a little over a year.
Yep.
We've built in Hingham very successfully 2 units, and they're, the families are in.
Yeah.
We just got our building permit last week for our duplex in Cohasset. I think I said it was imminent when I was here last November, but you guys know more than most how construction projects go.
Yep.
We are doing a groundbreaking in Easton as well. So between the 3 projects, I will be very, very busy.
Let me ask you another question, and this is just if, you talk about if it's 2 projects, 2 houses or more. Suppose they were to be built in separate parts of town
At the same time.
or close to the same time. You see where I'm going with
Yes,
this? Okay.
yes. So I was actually thinking when you started talking about there's available land.
Yeah,
I mean, I would encourage you to reach out, or I could put you in touch with Noreen Brown, who's our land acquisition director. We would love to take on additional projects for sure.
Well, my question is though, if we take on a second home or a second project, which we've been trying to do, as you're well aware,
Yep.
would that second project be allowed to be Abington preference? Because it's because now there's 2 projects going.
I will certainly ask that question.
Okay.
I don't want to misspeak,
understand.
but I don't know if they have to be on the same lot or not.
Okay, all right, that was
Yeah,
my question.
so
That would help project number 2.
Yes.
Right.
Well, for example, I will tell you what I know in Easton. We're building on Pequannock Street in Easton. We have 2 additional properties on Morse Road in Easton. I don't think local preference is available for the Pequannock. I don't think,
Okay.
but I will certainly ask and get back to you.
Okay,
Is the best way for me to do that is to get back to you via email.
Sure.
Yep.
okay.
I could
So
certainly
you'll do that with Chuck, you'll check with Noreen?
I
or-
will check with
all right. If
Noreen
she-
on
yeah,
that.
Yeah, and we can go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
And I've been the contact for Noreen, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
yeah.
So-
Our offices are right next to each other.
Okay,
We talk all the time.
I will say this before I enter any motions, is the CPC is recommending 2.5 times more than they have the last 2 years, which is pretty impressive. I think the first year they might have given us a little more, 150, or thereabouts, I'm not positive, but, so they are recommending a lot more than they have the last 2 years, so that's a good thing if we, so that being said, I'll open the floor to, motions or more discussion, whatever you wanna do.
Do you know what we've got in the account?
Yes, somewhere I do.
It's over 300 right now.
Yes.
Before the latest money from last year, I think. I don't even think that's including last year's money yet.
I actually have, I put together a folder for that, but do you think I have it? Did I figure it out the other?
Always good to know what you got in the piggy
Mhm.
bank, right?
Yes. Well, again, what Kelly told me is that you had some money, they're giving you more money. So it would behoove me to make time to come to this meeting today, which of course I would anyway.
$353,139.48, I believe is what we have. Look at that, huh? Pretty good. Yes, I'm thinking, we came into, as of 2022, we had 153. And then since then we've got another 100 and another 100, so we have 353,000.
And is that including the 100 from 2023 yet?
Yes, I'm not sure if it's actually, I just kinda did
I
the
don't,
math.
I think they gave me that 353 number quite a while ago, and Andrew said that it didn't include the extra 100
I
yet.
had 153,000 as of 6/30/22. Town meeting in April 22, which hadn't been shown yet, was $100,000. So that brings us to 253, and then town meeting in 2023 was another 100,000. So we've been, I don't know what, if with our accounts yet, but 353 is, I believe, what we have right now, not
Okay.
including
The
another
250.
250.
Okay.
So I know, I feel like we may be penalized if we do not spend some of it too, because now that we spent 20,000 for our strategic plan, they're giving us an extra $150,000, so that sounds like a pretty good return on investment, so. Any other questions?
Okay, so, I have an email, I have the email from Andrew, and it says, this is from July 14, 23. Let's see, there was another 10%. Let's see. You're correct, the 353, without the
Can
250.
you say it
that-
again?
You are
I don't
correct.
You don't
hear
hear
that very
that
often. I don't hear that often.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially from the women in my life. Thank you. How does the board feel on this?
I make a motion to appropriate $100,000 to Habitat for Humanity for the rehab of the property at 871 Plymouth Street.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion on that? I'd like to say up to, but it doesn't matter because you're gonna spend it and then fundraise the rest, so it doesn't.
We
really
are, and
matter,
I
so.
mean, I will keep you updated as to where we are. We have volunteer opportunities, you know, we have 500 volunteers usually per house. Would love for you guys to come out. We'll do a groundbreaking, plenty of time for pictures and celebrations.
Okay.
Very excited. Thank you. You made my
Well, it
entire
hasn't been
night.
voted on yet, calm down.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's just a
No,
motion.
just a
Sorry.
motion,
Just a
second.
motion.
No, any other further discussion? None, all in favor of $100,000 for Habitat for
Oh.
Humanity?
Aye.
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 Aye, unanimous.
Oh, thank you. You
Now
made
you're-
my
now
night.
you-
How's
now you-
that?
All right, okay,
Great.
what else can we do to help?
So.
Come to this fundraiser.
Yes, you can come to this fundraiser. There's a QR code that works very well from your phone to get information. Like I said, I don't know Abington very well yet, but any introductions you can make to me, for me, whether individuals or companies that might be interested, we not only do fundraising, but we do in-kind donation raising as well. So, anyone you know in
Abington has a
the,
very large lumber yard in town. They're very large
Fantastic.
And they're very generous, and they are well-known all over the state.
okay, and what's it called?
Cape Cod Lumber.
Cape Cod.
Oh,
CCL.
Cape Cod Lumber is
Well,
one of
there
our
it is.
biggest donors.
Yeah.
We love Harvey, so.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
But I will tell you that, Wasted, Inc., I think, is a new company in Abington. They're on, Belmont, is it Belmont Street in Abington?
No,
That
it's
might
a
be
little-
Brockton.
That's a side street. What's it called?
It's called Wasted. They're a portable porta potty company.
In Abington?
I'm pretty sure they're in Abington.
No, I never heard of them.
Is,
like the name. I've got it.
is Troop
Yes,
Waste in
yes,
Abington?
Troop.
They're right next to Troop Waste, so
Okay.
yes.
So that's on Route 18.
Yes.
Bedford
Bedford
Street.
Street.
Bedford,
Street.
Yeah.
Belmont,
Route 18.
Bedford, same
Close,
thing.
yeah.
Well, I will say Troop is a wonderful donor of ours,
Okay.
and they'll be thrilled that we're building in Abington. But I just introduced Sham, I think is his first name, to Doug and John from Troop.
Mhm.
It's all sustainable porta potties.
Wow, okay.
So it's very exciting. They're bright orange, and we just welcomed them to our Cohasset site today.
Mhm.
But the general manager, grew up in Habitat House,
Oh.
so he's
Ah,
very
that's nice.
very excited to work with us and all the businesses.
I actually want
along-
to thank you for that lead, because we need them for some Avenue Celebrates functions, porta potties.
Oh
That's awesome.
yeah, they're
Great.
really wonderful. Their
Wow.
marketing guy, his name is Thor. So I expected this like bulky guy on the phone, and he's like kind of like a hippie. He's like a hippie with long hair. I was like, okay, hi.
Well, with the name Wasted, you kind of.
Yeah. No, it's really funny, but it's all about sustainability. You know, they kind of give a blank about the environment.
Oh, yeah,
They're-
exactly.
It's a young company, but it's
That's
really
awesome.
great. But this event is really fun. It's going to be at Granite Links in Quincy. So it's kind of at this kind of center point of all our current projects, which
Yep.
is fantastic. And then if you're a golfer, our golf tournament is the first week in October, first Monday in October.
Okay. Thank you, great. Good
Thank
PR
you,
there,
I'm
very
so
nice.
so
excited.
much.
Thank you, and again, let us know if there's anything we can do, okay? Keep
Yes,
us updated.
let me know if I should attend town meeting. I don't know if you do they do tables or anything in front as people get started.
You won't need to attend town meeting for that 100,000 because.
No, but just to get,
maybe
do
for
people come and,
Community, oh, absolutely, you can
I
come.
mean,
There might be some questions.
yeah, I'm
to-
attending the rec fair in Cohasset, this spring. I don't know if you have anything like that.
Actually, we do have a couple events coming up in June and October that would be great to publicize this
Great.
habitat. It really is.
Great, I was in Cohasset, I was at the farmer's market
Yep.
every Thursday, you know.
We have a couple large events in Abington, so. the
Okay,
fireworks
shall I
and
just
stuff,
look at
so-
the website, is that the
Yep,
best way
I'll
for me
reach
to
out
do it?
you- I'll reach out to you about those.
We could also
Great.
put something in the senior newsletter.
Yes.
Great.
Exciting.
Yeah, I think the publicity and also saying that the companies that you'll be working with are from
Mhm.
Abington support
Yeah,
you.
so once we,
That's big, I think.
raise
to-
enough money to have something, substantial, I mean, the truth is, we're gonna buy the property, so once we buy the property, we'll have a community meeting, get people involved, it'll be really exciting.
Awesome.
You made my night.
I'll even talk to the CPA, maybe we can do a joint press release.
That'd be great. That'd be
Kind of a
great.
neat thing, because
So,
we're excited.
it's CPA, not CPC, okay, I keep saying
Same thing, I
CPC.
think, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Commission.
okay. Commission
Act.
Association Act,
Yeah.
got it. The commission works on behalf of the act.
yeah.
Correct.
Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you
Thank you
very
guys so
much.
much.
Thank
And
you
this
so
was a
much.
really
Thank
fun
you.
meeting to listen
Thank
to.
you, well, thank you, I think, I don't know about that. but- Thank you for the,
Appreciate it very
thank
much.
you for the lead on the wastage too, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll give, Ellen,
Okay.
their contact information.
Oh, perfect.
When, I find out about the town preference.
Yeah, because if that, honestly, if there is town preference, if there's a second, we could use that to our advantage, to try to get, in your advantage.
Right, I mean,
If-
so.
It might be something that
So,
could sell.
you've been working with Noreen on another property?
We've been
a separate
trying, we've
property?
been working with Noreen to try to get,
Yeah.
a house, but that might help.
Okay, well, I will talk to Noreen and we'll be in touch.
Okay, cool.
You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you so
Thanks for coming out,
much.
appreciate it.
I'm excited too.
All right, discuss and approve final draft of the action plan. Everybody has a copy of the action plan, I printed one out. Thank you, Trookies, for the paper. I did just check before the meeting, there were a couple changes that we discussed, and they were incorporated into here. If you want, I can go over those changes. I'm sure nobody really had a chance to read the whole thing, except for Ellen. But, I'll touch really briefly on the change. I know that Suzanne has to go, but, we talked about in the very first, page number 1, for the, values, we added safe, quality, affordable housing, and we eliminated the last line, fosters the provision. We basically incorporated the last line into the first line. So that was one of the changes, and there was one other change that actually came up, I think, came up when we met with the planning board, and they added another thing to year 1. Towards the end, which I think,
Right here.
yeah, they added to, it's on page 13, I believe. I'm sorry. They added 1.4 is new. Is a new, at least that one, coordinate and update of the town's housing production plan, which expires in 2024. And we found out that the housing plan was expiring, talked to the planning board about that, so that was added as another goal for us. So I think those are the only
What
changes.
is this? Is this the one?
Is that what you were
it?
talking about, Ken?
No,
Okay.
I'm just talking about the affordable housing trust. plan.
Is that another one? Is that another,
That was
That
the goals and priorities that the planning board had, had. And they had left the 5th one off.
oh, we had it and they didn't.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So it was already in.
On page 4,
Page 4, yes.
housing stock key facts, the single-family detached structures. Rick Collins said he thought that number was 58.6. I didn't specifically write which one should be 58.6, if it was the first number or
Right,
the
but
second
wasn't-
number.
Was she gonna look it up before she printed this, I thought?
I thought she said that.
And I don't think it's changed.
So, so how do we wanna handle that? We wanna reach out to her and ask her to make sure the facts are correct? We can vote on a contingent upon that.
Yeah, we could do that.
So you think so the second line, single-family detached structures make up an estimated, she has 71.6, and you think, Rick Collins thought it was,
58.6. I think that is that's the one I have, the percent there.
okay, all right. I'll reach out to,
Alexis.
yes, and just, have her
Yeah.
check on that. If she's already checked it, it is indeed 71.6, but if not, I'll say, if the vote is contingent upon that, I'll let her know.
Okay. I think that's the only two things that I saw.
Does anybody have any other concerns or changes they'd like to see, or are they happy with the document? You know, once you vote this, we have a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of gold. Suzanne has volunteered to head this up, so we appreciate that. Thank you, Suzanne. Oh, sorry. Any votes, any discussion?
I'll make a motion to accept the Abington Affordable Housing Trust strategic plan prepared by Barrett Planning, pending the results of.
Clarification.
Yes, on page 4, the single-family detached structures, the percentage, if 71.6 is correct or if it is lower.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion made, do we have a second?
No second.
Motion made and seconded, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. So what, I'll get a clarification, and once this is approved, once that's determined, I will reach out to, whoever's handling our website, whether it be Tony or, what's her name?
Samantha?
Samantha Lennon, and have them post this. I think it's important that we get this out there, so, all right, cool. That's pretty good, a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll get a final bill on that. Discuss process of working with developers in the future to increase the number of affordable housing units and ways to accomplish this goal. We had reached out to, we knew of a project behind the senior center, we reached out to the developer, and, what exactly, they aren't gonna, they're trying to sell it.
Yes, they're trying to sell it.
They've had up to eight different people looking
They're
at
talking
it.
to the 8th company now.
Right. My thoughts were, bring them in here and say, how can we help you sell it to get our end goal, increase affordable housing? Is there anything we can do to help? And I'm not an expert on this, a town planner can chime in if he wants, but, and I think more than likely Barrett could chime in and say, yeah, there's funds available if it's X amount of affordable, or it's funds available because it's close to the train station, or different stuff, stuff that we don't know yet. So, I don't know, but they seem hesitant, they've probably been getting run around, and they're probably frustrated with, but they still have town.
They must have some type of consultant or something working with them to, if they're talking about, millions of dollars.
I don't know if they've got the runaround from other boards, but they kind of wanted, what do you want to talk to us about, and can we meet ahead of time, and that's not cool.
Yeah, he was unsure of what exactly we wanted to talk about.
Is it Glenn, or is it one of his?
It's Glenn Jr.
Glenn Jr., okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
he's spearheading that.
And they were
project.
very nice when we met, probably a year or two ago, they met with
Yeah.
them, they seemed very nice, and the project seemed very worthwhile. I just don't know if it's changed since then, or if they got approval for the project, or what it was.
They got right
It's
up to
full-
the end.
yeah,
where it was
everything's approved.
Everything was approved, and then all of a
And then they had
sudden,
trouble
boom.
with financing.
Yeah,
So that's when they
when
decided
the
to.
rates started going up.
Yes, and that's when they decided to
Right.
sell it, and they've since lowered the price of it.
Okay.
and I don't know why it's fallen through this many times, but I think that they realize that it's better off if somebody else does it, because this was like a new project for them,
Yeah.
and they've just hit a lot of hurdles.
But I know there are instances where, you know, towns have gotten together with the private developers and worked,
Mhm.
you know, it sounds like they don't wanna develop them themselves anyways, they wanna have somebody else develop it, but.
Well, I think they're still holding the other option open,
Mhm.
but they prefer it to be done the other way at this point.
Okay, so I don't know if there's anything we can do about this project. I mean, we could appoint a subcommittee to meet with them and just see what it is they want, or see how we can help. That was my thoughts, how can we help you,
Right.
you know? But if they don't,
I think they're just waiting to see how it goes with this
Right.
person, but I think that we could possibly help them with this person,
yeah.
or this company, I should say.
So, do we wanna have two people go and meet with some representatives of them, just to sit around a table and say, what do you need, and how can we help? And then bring it back to the full board? Or see if they wanna come to a full I mean, it sounds like they don't wanna come to one of our meetings. In the meantime, if they were to say, here's what we need, we could go to, Barrett, we could go to our town planner and say, are we able to provide this? Cause we actually have an email from a while back, a developer wanted to meet with us before they even came to town to see how we could, you know, work together.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
See, I had that down, I was gonna ask,
Yeah,
not
but-
to get off the subject, but,
Well, I
that's-
figured
is
this
that
one-
north, is that the one up on North Quincy Street?
No, this is just I don't know what to develop, they didn't
Oh.
say the project, and I just got the
Oh.
person's name, but I figured we could, once we figure out how we can help these people,
Yeah, well, Ellen, you seem to be kind of the person that's had the conversations with
Yeah.
them. Why don't you just say, look, you know, we brought it up at our committee, and it's not like we wanna drag you in here, but how can we help you?
Mhm.
Is there anything that we can do
Okay.
as this committee to
It-
help you with what you're trying to do with the property?
can somebody go do it with her? I feel better if it was a subcommittee rather, cause,
Oh.
you know, rather than one, you know, do you?
I didn't know if she was just gonna contact him, text
I've
or
already
phone
done that.
call. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he just was uncertain. You know, he said, he just wanted to know ahead of time what would be discussed, and,
They also might be, if they're selling a property, they may not wanna give away too much
Right.
information on TV as far as,
Right.
you know,
Right.
so.
right.
I mean, I could go with you,
Right.
Do we have to vote on that?
No, yeah, let's have a subcommittee, I'll entertain a motion for a subcommittee of Ellen and Pam to meet with, a developer in town about about an existing project. So that's the motion, I guess, is that all right?
sure.
Okay, do we have I'll make that motion, we have a second?
Second.
Motion is seconded, any further discussion? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so if
Sorry, I-
shoot an email to them, see if they're still interested, and then, you know. It would just have to be you two, we couldn't all go because
Right.
now, okay. But you can bring that back to the board.
So I'll CC you.
Yeah.
Discussion about updating and keeping current the Affordable Housing Trust page on the town's website. I reached out and gave, one thing I didn't print out is basically what we would like on the website, it's basically what's on there already, you know. and then-
Right, and she's had the minutes, that's been up under the meetings. The meetings have been under meetings online.
It's been better?
And then, yeah, the
been
last
better,
2
okay.
months, yeah,
And these minutes that we approved tonight, I'll give them to her to put up, so.
Yeah.
And then,
then we just have to
I
decide
think it's
what
being
else you want
revamped, so
on
once revamped, then we'll look at it and say, okay, we wanna add this, or we wanna, you know.
Yeah, and then it's just decide what you want on, and
Okay, all right, cool.
she can put it on.
So, I don't know how it works, and maybe Kevin can help us out. We just voted to give $100,000 to Habitat for Humanity. I don't know how it works. We have.
Who writes that check?
We have $353,000. So we voted to give them $100,000. Can you just find out if we need to do something? We might have to sign a voucher, we might have to sign, you know, supposedly there's an account somewhere that has this money. The Affordable Housing Trust has
I think you have to email Andrew and just say that we voted to give that, the town accountant, Andrew, and that we gave that amount, we voted to give that amount to the affordable housing to Habitat for Humanity, blah, blah,
I know
blah.
that there are certain rules that the trust has to go by too, and I just gotta, we wanna make sure we're doing it
Yeah.
right, so that's fine. And this is, there are certain rules too, since this is CPA money, CPC money, whatever you wanna call it, certain rules have to be followed for that too, we have to account for it and do.
How much money did you say you had?
Approximately $350,000.
350?
Yeah, 350.
Minus the 100 you just gave?
Yes,
Yeah.
and but we're gonna be getting another 250.
As long as
if
town meeting goes for it.
approves, so. All right, is that all right? I know that
Mhm.
Suzanne has to go. Any problems,
Yep.
any questions on that?
No.
All right, schedule upcoming meetings. Do we have other meeting dates already lined up?
I
We
don't
do
think
not?
No.
We do not.
We do not. Do you know when the selectmen, do you have a selectmen meeting schedule by any chance? Candy?
I do. March 11th
Yeah.
and March 25th. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm organized.
Oh, you know what, I was just asking about that property, the development up on North Quincy. Remember
Yeah,
we talked about
they have to get water
that?
from Brockton, so I don't know what's happening.
Oh, okay,
They have to get water from
cause
Brockton.
that's a 40B, I think that's going.
Because it
up
would
there,
all be
so-
40B units. It would be awesome. It
so
would
Yeah.
put
that
us
would be
over the
in-
top,
That
but,
would put us
Right.
over.
right, but
I just hadn't heard anything about
we
it,
have,
so.
our hands are tied, they have to get water from Brockton, and we can't do anything about
Yeah.
that. So,
Okay.
But we did tell them. All right, so we got March
11th or the
11th.
25th.
11th to the 25th. Would you do a preference, Suzanne? Does anybody in the book here have a preference? Probably go for the 25th, then it'd be a month from today.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Mhm.
Perfect.
And let's do the following month if we can, April. You know when you're meeting for April, it's the 8th
The
and the 22nd?
22nd, 8th and the 22nd. Want to do the 22nd?
Sure. All right,
I'll request those.
yep, and that's
Press
5:30
rooms.
again, so is that good?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, I will entertain a motion, but before I do wanna thank Kevin for coming. If
Thank
you,
you.
if you're not gonna be at the meetings, that's fine, but if you are gonna be at meetings, do those dates work for you? You're already here, right, on a Monday? You work Mondays? or-
Oh, I'm here Monday through Thursday,
Okay,
so
all right,
I'll be here.
all right, we won't schedule any meetings on Friday, then. Okay, we don't want you to have to come all the way from Boston. I'm kidding. All right, cool. If you can't attend, just let us, I'll direct any questions now.
As long as it doesn't conflict with a planning board meeting, I'm fine.
Okay, all right.
Planning board's the first Monday, or?
It's usually the first Monday.
All right, so
Yeah.
that'd be good. All right, so sounds good. And then if we have any questions, I will CC you on any questions we have for the town manager, Liz, that way you'll be in the loop.
Okay,
That's all right.
I'm gonna talk to Scott tomorrow about what we just talked about tonight.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn by Suzanne, seconded by Ellen? All in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.